Right, let's talk about a car that needs no introduction, the Golf GTI, a legend in its own right. Since 1976, this little hatchback has been giving driving enthusiasts a massive grin. Small, nimble, and with enough poke to surprise a few bigger cars, it's a recipe for pure driving fun. Over the years, the GTI has grown up a bit, more tech, more comfort, you know the drill, but one thing has always remained the same, that GTI DNA, that perfect blend of everyday usability and grin-inducing performance. And now we've got the 8th generation, the Golf GTI 8, sharper, smarter, and more connected than ever before. But does it still have that magic touch? Let's find out, shall we? Buckle up, petrolheads, because things are about to get interesting. First things first, the looks. It's still unmistakably a Golf, but with a healthy dose of aggression. A honeycomb grille with that iconic red stripe, sharp LED headlights that seem to stare you down, and those classic GTI checkered seats. They all scream, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time." Under the bonnet, you'll find a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It pumps out a healthy 241 brake horsepower and 370 newton meters of torque. Paired with that slick-shifting 6-speed manual or the optional 7-speed DSG gearbox, it's got plenty of grunt to get you moving. Inside, it's a similar story. Sporty, yet refined. The digital cockpit is a tech lover's dream, and the new infotainment system is light years ahead of the previous generation. But enough with the specs and figures, let's get down to what really matters. How does it drive? From the moment you slot the GTI 8 into first gear and put your foot down, you know you're in for a treat. The turbocharged engine pulls strongly from low down, and the exhaust note is a lovely growl that's sure to turn heads. The handling is sharp and precise, with loads of grip from those sticky tires. It feels planted through corners, but there's still a playful edge to it. It's like it's begging you to push harder to find its limits. But here's the thing about the GTI 8, it's just as happy cruising on the open road as it is carving up mountain passes. The ride is firm but comfortable, and there's enough space for you and your mates to go on a road trip. It's a proper all-rounder. Now, the GTI has some big shoes to fill. The MK7 GTI was a revelation when it came out. It was the complete package. So how does the GTI 8 compare? Well, it's definitely a step up in terms of technology and refinement. The interior feels more premium, the infotainment system is top-notch, and the safety features are second to none. On the road, the GTI 8 feels sharper and more agile than its predecessor. The engine is more responsive and the handling is more precise, but some might say it's lost a bit of that raw analog feel that made the MK7 so special. Section 5. Battling the hatchback heroes. The hot hatch segment is a tough one. You've got the Honda Civic Type R, the Hyundai i30N, the Renault Megane RS, and the Ford Focus ST, all vying for your attention. So, where does the GTI 8 fit in? Well, it's definitely one of the more grown-up options. It's not as hardcore as the Civic Type R or the Megane RS. But it's not trying to be. The GTI 8 is all about being a well-rounded package. It's quick, it handles well, it's practical, and it's got a touch of class about it. It's the kind of car you could happily drive every day. Section 6. Niggles and nitpicks. Okay, so it's not perfect, no car is, right? Some people might find the interior a bit too minimalist, and the touchscreen controls for everything can be a bit fiddly at times, especially when you're trying to adjust the climate control while you're blasting down the road. And while the engine is a peach, it's not quite as characterful as some of its rivals. It's missing that ruspy, high-revving nature that makes you want to wring its neck. Section 7, the GTI grin priceless, but here's the thing. None of those niggles really matter when you're behind the wheel of the GTI 8. Just puts a smile on your face. It's a car that's been honed over generations to deliver pure driving pleasure. It's quick enough to be exciting, but not so quick that it's intimidating. It handles like it's on rails, but it's still comfortable enough for the daily grind. And it looks the business too. In short, it's a Golf GTI through and through, and that's high praise indeed. Section 8, GTI 8, a true all-rounder, so who's the GTI 8 for? Well, it's for someone who wants a car that can do it all. It's for the person who wants a practical hatchback that can handle the school run, the weekly shop, and the occasional track day without breaking a sweat. It's for the driver who appreciates a well-sorted chassis, a punchy engine, and a bit of heritage behind the badge. It's not the cheapest hot hatch out there, but it's worth every penny. It's a car that you'll enjoy driving every single day. Well, Section 9, the legend continues. The Golf GTI 8 might not be a revolution, but it's a damn good evolution. It takes everything that was great about the previous generations and turns it up to 11. It's a hot hatch that's both exciting and refined, sporty and practical. It's a car that will appeal to your head and your heart in equal measure. The Golf GTI legend continues.